Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangout, the live edition. Got myself Noe Pedro Ruiz, I'm a designer here at Adafruit. Joining me every week, Mr. Pedro Ruiz.
What's up everybody? I'm Pedro Ruiz, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printing projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
Yep, this is a show where we combine 3D printing, DIY electronics, smash them together to make inspirational projects. So let's go ahead and start off with the show, Mr. Pedro.
This week's coupon code is Othermill.
Othermill, I've heard of this one. This is that CNC machine, the 3D CNC axis mill thing?
Yeah, that's right. Get 10% off when you use Othermill during your checkout on Adafruit.com.
Okay, I hear you get some free shipping for certain things.
That's right. $200 or more gets you free shipping, so make sure to take advantage of that. And we still are offering, if you're in the NYC area, certain zip codes can get same-day delivery. So very handy if you need some emergency parts.
Wish I was in New York. Okay, well, quick programming note. We do have a newsletter, 3D printing newsletter, not just 3D printing, all sorts of different categories, DIY electronics, biohacking, wearables, maker business, lots of different stuff.
Yeah, I just went through, I think, about 50 different more tips for the upcoming months, and it looks like growth on it is always like above 10%.
Thank you guys for subscribing. You get some tips and some bits here and there, 3D printed stuff.
Check it out. Subscribe. Of course, we will never sell your email.
We will never sell your email. No, no spam and stuff. It's just stuff. It's a separate server and everything, so your info is safe with this. Okay, cool. Well, folks in the chat room are hanging out. Thank you guys for joining us today. We are live streaming here in South Florida, in the eastern coast here. It is 11:30 a.m.
Yep, it's balmy 80 degrees outside, nice and muggy. We've had like a week of torrential rain. We've had to fly our drones inside the house to get some practice in.
I can't believe you hit the roof, man. How did you... Anyway,
we'll
let's
talk about that later.
We're going to jump into what are you prototyping. Folks, if you've been watching our live streams, our layer by layer segments and stuff, we've been doing quite a bit. Part 5, I think we're on, for the Pi Girl Zero project. This is her finally finished. I forgot to turn her on. Because it's a Pi Zero, it takes about a minute. It literally takes a minute to boot up. No complaints though, because it's once it's booted up,
tiny.
it's nice and fun.
Only $5. Can't complain about that.
Oh, check out our lovely blur, our lovely bokeh thing. All right, cool. Thank you. There you go.
So this week's discount code Othermill. Why? Because we had to get another mill to speed up prototyping of the circuit board here.
That's right. So on the Pi Girl 2, I made a gamepad PCB, but I didn't opt in to get to make my custom thing. I waited 2 weeks to get the prototype back from Osh Park, and then this one I'm still waiting another week to get the things here. So I got inspired by Lamar.
Isn't that hilarious that it's taking
it's not hilarious.
Incredibly
it takes a long time to send it out to Fab Lab. Have them etch it, have them put the silk screen. It takes a long time, man.
Yeah, so
wait.
So in that whole time, we ordered ground shipping like last Thursday. Got it in like on Friday or Saturday. Yeah, you learned how to do the milling. Learned how to do the
I didn't know
convert your Eagle file over. We're able to drill out. All in that time, we still have a week left before OshPod will even get here. So
that's right. So very, very rapid prototyping, right? Yes. That's what 3D printing is about, and that's a good thing to be able to do some PCBs and stuff. And this PCB is incredibly simple. I showed this off on last night's show and tell. We have a show and tell every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. But it's it's starting to oxidize, but there's a couple things you can do to prevent that, to slow down the oxidization of it. C. Scott recommended some immersive copper tin plating, and there's you can use Rust-Oleum clear coat to stop that from happening, but it still works. Lamar's like, hey, don't worry about it, it still works, and it does. But that's the main thing that was kind of halting this project, is waiting on this PCB. So that's why I pulled the trigger and got that other mill. Things about the print. I started the guide. The guide has a little bit to go. I started, just the basic parts page, the circuit diagram. Now comes the real work of actually taking photos of the assembly and getting all the words and stuff correct on how to build that. If you've ever followed our tutorials, very thorough. Takes you through all the steps. Learn.adafruit.com is where you'll find all our projects and the thorough guides. So I started that. Some notes about the 3D printed case. I think it's finalized to the point where I gave a couple of our super awesome beta users, Kirby G, I think he's in the chat room, and Andrew Stout. I gave them the STL file so that they could test it out and print it out and see if the tolerances and things work out. So I've been testing out different materials. This is PLA PHA. The latest addition to the case are these little snap together slot things here that you can see there. That was sort of the last thing I did in the layer by layer segment. That was on Sunday, I think, yeah. And it snaps together pretty well, but I think they're having a bit of tolerance issues where it's really, really tight. But that's sort of the point of it. I think Kirby said that he had to kind of file out down the edges a little bit. Yeah. With time, especially for PLA PHA, it's not as sort of tight as it is. So the more you open it and close it, the more it's going to loosen up the tolerances.
It's going to chip away. Yeah, even with
obviously,
ABS, we've noticed that before. It'll turn all nice and chalky as the friction builds up as you're taking everything apart.
That's right. So it's always tough to do snap fit stuff because you can lose tolerance over time. But I think PLA, people with PLA will be pretty good. So yeah, that's about it on that. Other fronts.
Yeah, we'll send them out the PCBs as well so they can test these. Make sure that those are all nice and good. So they should be coming in any day now. Definitely let us know how those turn out, guys.
Yeah, I think they'll be getting it as soon as I get, like just the same time that I get the stuff from Osh Park. But yeah, that's what we're prototyping, trying to wrap up this project. The kit, it's going to take a little bit because the Pi Zero is so elusive and it's sold out everywhere.
Yeah,
so.
even we have just one more left.
I have one
to
Pi
do all the
Zero
photography
left.
and do the video for all this.
I only had 2. So we don't get any like super extra secret ones or anything. So I think that's it for this week's prototype stuff. We have, of course, other projects going on. Pedro will talk more about his Star Trek communicator in the coming weeks.
Yep, still working
as
on
we
that
get
one.
closer to that. Lair Belair, so we just sort of briefly talked about it a little bit. What I wanted to do is sort of go through, I think, do I have it open? I probably don't.
Look at the progress.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about,
whoops.
What are you dropping my stuff, man? Dropping my stuff. I just want to talk about the Lair Belairs. It's like part 1 talks about modeling the components, so like modeling the Pi TFT. And then part 2 talks about actually making a test, and then 3D printing it live, and then playing PiGirl 2 while it's printing, just to show you guys the PiGirl 2.
Nice little bit of live 3D printing.
Yeah, and then there's a part 3 and a part 4, and it just shows you incremental steps of where I'm at with it, so that's pretty cool. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, be sure to check those out. We try to do one once a week. They're sort of pseudo-random-ish type in terms of the schedule. They're just whenever we can, whenever we have some work to do with it, but while I was doing the PiGirl stuff, we were able to knock out some other ones. The like button, the 3D printed like button, and Tony's Internet of Things upcoming Huzzah project. Yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
Well, actually, that's tomorrow, isn't it? April 1st.
Oh, snap.
So we should have some nice, fun April Fool's projects coming up.
Tomorrow, then. Yeah, it's a hoot. It's a hoot. Be tuned to that. And be sure to subscribe to our Twitch channel. Tony's like Mayor Capitan of the Twitch. He's doing up all the Twitch stuff. Good Raspberry Pi and more stuff, deep dives.
Yeah, and Phil and Lamar are also going to do a nice little Arduino Day stream, I think is Saturday.
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah, Arduino Day is this Saturday or something, so we'll see if we can do something cool. Shop Talk, this is where we talk about some updates and things, findings, tips, whatnots. So,
oh, actually, I think you were going to cover the bit fan for the Othermill.
Oh.
Just quickly talk about that.
Okay, yeah. So, before I got the Othermill, I was doing a little bit of research on their YouTube channel, and I saw that they recently came out with a fan bit. This is a little fan bit that they designed, optimized for milling on the actual Othermill. And what it does is just you attach it to your bit, your end mill, and it basically blows air, because if you see a lot of the time lapses and stuff, you can see that dust gets in the way, and sometimes it can create some extra burrs and stuff, and you can't see your etchingness while you're cutting, because all the dust and stuff. Say you're doing a time lapse, you really can't see, you can't make out the thing. So what this does is it just blows fan at the part, and it gets the dust away. Of course, it blows dust everywhere, but it's fully enclosed. But the little fan bit was optimized for milling. We didn't have the mill yet, so I 3D printed their STL as is.
Yeah, we were thinking, oh, okay, the Ember 3D printer can handle this. It has, very good high resolution. And when it came out, it absolutely fell apart.
This is it here.
Taking it off the bed.
Using that CMYK, the cyan-colored resin, we were like, this is a very, very thin part. Let's go ahead and print it on our most detailed printer. We have access to a very, very high-quality DLP SLA printer. And Pedro broke it.
Yeah, just wiping it clean. Just wiping it clean totally broke the walls off.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, this was definitely engineered for milling.
It was, and for the milk jug plastic. I forget what it's called. It's like HPDE, I think.
Yeah.
It's a very
impact something.
High impact density energy plastic. So I redesigned it for FDM and SLA printing. So I just redesigned it in Fusion. I wish I did a layer by layer, but It was in the moment. I made it really quick.
You can cover that future later, and we'll upload this to Thingiverse too. If anybody wants to, instead of wasting all that. I mean, CNCing is really cool, but the waste of material.
You got to make like 10 of them if you want to get your money's worth from your material.
It's definitely, if you have a 3D printer, it's definitely going to be worth printing out this guy instead.
Yeah.
In the chat room, they're saying it's HDPE. Thanks, Design Make Teach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josh.
Josh, in the chat room. What's up, man? Okay. So I'll put
some
them
of the
on
things.
Thingiverse.
Yeah. So some of the things you've been testing out so far, you're going to be doing the propellers for the Droney Awards instead of.
This thing cuts it in like 5 minutes. It takes me 10 minutes to print one. It takes me 5 minutes to print like 10 of them on one sheet of aluminum. So that's pretty cool.
Super happy with the quality that we're coming out with and drilling these guys out right here. This is just the anodized aluminum.
Yeah.
It's a luggage tag that they have on their shop. And a nice little stunt that we're going to try is milling out an iPhone.
Yeah, well, we're going to mill on the back of an iPhone. And, we've seen a lot of laser cutters and stuff do that, but I haven't seen anybody do it with...
We searched around YouTube and haven't seen anybody try it out.
a CNC machine, yeah. And this is like a little cool thing I did for Paige's lovely wife, Diva Club. That's like her company thing. And it works really well with aluminum, so... yeah, and then Droney Trophy. So just a little bit of testing here and there, but we're going to try to do some more.
Yeah, so just moments ago, you got in the engraver bit, or end mill, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's nice and covered, the little plastic bit there. And I've already broken 3 bits, and I had to get some replacements. And while I was saying that in the chat room on the show and tell last night, C. Scott was like, yeah, it only gets worse. You're going to break
doesn't get any
more.
better, yeah. So I guess we got to stock up on a ton of bits, especially since they recommend using or dedicating 1 bit to each material.
That's right. That's the tip that I had to
label it or color it or something.
Because I was mixing materials. I go, I'll cut some copper, and I'm going to cut some aluminum up. It broke.
Yeah.
What, So, okay. Well, next shop talk segment thing is something. What do you want? Drones? You guys want to see some drones? What's the next thing?
Next thing is just the unboxing of the Othermill. So.
Oh, okay.
Got a video to play. Queue up for that. Yeah.
Okay.
So we were saying, we ordered it like on Wednesday. Got here like on
Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday, Friday.
Luckily. So it comes also in a very nice box.
Doesn't usually come in that big a box. We just ordered more stuff. And,
some filament.
We should have just ordered it separately. So.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, great simple guide. You also get a year's license of Fusion 360. Fusion 360 is awesome cam tools. Really, really good for the Othermill. It works hand in hand. They have built-in presets and stuff for exporting G-code out of Fusion 360. Again, it comes very well packaged. This is the post Kickstarter model, so it is finalized, the design, and it's packaged very, very well. Very great design.
I love how small it is. It nicely fits on our table.
It does.
Actually, it's sitting right on where we do the video editing for this.
Yeah, it comes with the Huller World Kit, and that's the first thing I etched out. It takes advantage of the whole copper plate. It comes with 3 FR1 single-sided copper PCBs. But by doing the kit, I have it here. It really shows you how to. It's a great introduction to the Othermill software. It's called Other Planner, and just the sort of process and workflow of it. So this is like a little Hello World thing, and it's not just like this little light up thing. It actually holds your bits and holds your tools and your brackets and stuff. So that's kind of cool.
Very fancy.
It really inspires me.
Getting your workflow down. Yeah.
It inspires me to do some glowy kits, like just some nice artistic circuit boards. You see, that's like a thing. I like that. So, coming from a design standpoint, I like doing that stuff. There I am with the drill bit. Fit nice. The tolerances all worked out nicely because I just sort of traced over their STL and just redid it in Fusion. Just made it thicker. So yeah, it's pretty damn fast because it's just cutting and stuff. But you can modify the feed rate and things like that if you're using cam tools like Fusion. But everything is sort of preset and pre-configured for you, especially since you're using their material that they pre-configured in their bits. So there's very little setting up to do, or very little configuring settings. There's no bed leveling required, and I'm pretty much repeating everything I said in the video that we did.
That's fine.
So that's fine. Yeah, a little dusty, but
I'll
that's
get a little time lapse here.
Oh.
So because of that, we're starting a new series every week. We're gonna have a Milling Monday.
Did we have a time lapse? I probably didn't put it in here.
We did.
Yeah, I thought we did too.
That's fine.
All right. Well, we have time lapse.
You can check out the YouTube channel for that. But yeah, we're gonna be adding that.
Is it this one?
Yeah, I think next week we'll try to.
Yeah, it is this one. Whew. Hey, that kind of looks like a CNC mill, little icon. Yeah, so
that kind of looks like the back of an iPhone.
Yeah, it does. Somebody thought, and that kind of inspired the idea too, but that was one of the first things I wanted to do. But it's a little risky, and we're going to try it out. Lamar said, go ahead and do it. Yep. So we're going to do it. Yeah. You did have to optimize this SVG a little bit because that's one cool thing is that you really get to get a nice visual of the toolpath inside of Other Planner. So you just had to thicken up a couple areas here and there, like the ears and whatnot.
Yeah, you broke one of the bits, so we had to make sure everything was expanded.
Yeah, this was done with it. There you go, 132-inch flat end mill. Oh, the inches are killing me, man, because all we do is millimeters, metric, and imperial just doesn't want to die.
Mm-hmm. All throughout school, I hated inches, and now using millimeters every day, I know why. It's such a bad.
Sorry, guys, with the imperial stuff. God. Anyway. Let's keep moving along. Drones. You want to do drones next?
Yeah, I can do drones.
Droning contest is happening. I don't know when the Adafruit.com or blog.adafruit.com, you'll see a featured post that talks about the Droning Awards. Mm-hmm. And Pedro's been flying a drone in the studio. Shop talk.
Yeah, so I think last year we designed a nice little SEMA mount, or a nice GoPro mount for the SEMA X8C.
Okay.
You can check it out there. And I just did some design tweaks because we've been doing a lot of 360 video. I wanted to make another mount for the Theta S camera to do some 360 video for it.
A 360 drone video?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty cool.
That's actually the video we're supposed to do this week, but with all the weather, we have to do it this upcoming week.
Yeah, that's
But
fine.
yeah, I did some design tweaks to this to make it a little bit more sturdy, more compatible. And we're using all of the camera bits that we have in the Adafruit shop. So we're using the 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch converter and the 3/4 little thread.
This is a cost-effective, good entry drone, would you say?
Yeah, they're like $50 now. I think they cost like $80 when I got it. They significantly dropped in price.
Very good.
And it's a DJI clone.
It's a clone of the DJI, which is the Phantom, one of the Phantoms, right?
Yeah, probably the Phantom 2. Yeah, it doesn't have like stabilization or
alt
like
mode and GPS.
Yeah,
it's a good first-time flyer though. It's very steady and stuff. So.
They're steady, very docile, nice to control, even inside the house.
Yeah, a little loud, but that's a drone.
Yep.
Okay, well,
so we got some footage of that. We're using the Theta S application that lets you do like the little planet filter for that. We're looking for the video for that.
Check this out, guys.
That's pretty cool.
Little planet. Woo. Now, it was a very windy day. That's why you see a little bit of jostling here and there. But overall, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so
this is in our backyard, by the way, not the park. We should have did it at the park, but again,
there was like events going on, and then it started raining. And then if you play the next clip, after we had finished shooting all the hero shots, you got one of the drones stuck in the tree. The littler one, the little tarantula.
It's a $20 drone, the tarantula, and somehow it got out of line of sight, and the wind really took it and just got it locked in this tree. So we tried for at least an hour.
Not half an hour to get it down. We came back with like
a water bottle and rocks. I actually got a rock stuck up in the tree.
Yeah, we came back with ladders and like a long little chainsaw thing for cutting down limbs, and it was too freaking high.
Yeah, it was still too high. I was like so close but so far. And the drone is one with the tree now.
It's one with nature, yeah.
Yeah, so just some tips. Don't go flying around trees and stuff.
So we'll have the new mounts available for the camera next week, and they look pretty good.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's the droney stuff we've been doing. All right.
Up next, we got...
Speaking of drones, you ordered a replacement drone. What happened here?
Your out is probably set to something else.
Okay.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so we ordered a replacement, and instead of a $30 drone, Amazon sent us this very fancy $400
Amazon's kind of getting weird with their ordering process. Not the ordering process, but just their fulfillment. I'm not sure what happened here.
It's probably just robots that are stocking it, and like something got crisscrossed or something. But
we got really lucky here, folks.
I'm not returning this. This is very fancy, brand new drone that just came out. It's like a stunt racing drone, so I'm hanging on to this. Get some FPV goggles or something, and of course we're going to 3D print a mount for this as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities to make mounts because there isn't anything built in right out of the box. Yeah,
and the little camera that comes with the FPV camera.
It's really low quality.
Low quality, so yeah, we're going to attach a 360 cam and a GoPro to that. So we will be making mounts for this as well.
It's pretty crazy. Very lucky and very strange as well. It's a $400 drone, man. It's
we looked at the video with it. It's so badass. It's like they show it like crashing through windows and like it gets back up and continues racing. It's pretty cool. So we'll definitely be checking that out.
This is the drone in action.
I like how it takes off.
It doesn't take off like that. You have to do that. But it does have flip modes and stuff. Yeah, it's a nice drone. I don't know what else to say about it. So it's a stunt drone.
Boom.
Jeez. Like why you would want to? I guess it's just depicting, you know.
Oh, it's all carbon fiber, so yeah. If anything breaks, it's going to be like the 3D printed parts on it that we make for it.
Right. All right. Well, that's a quick look at the drone that we were blessed with. You hit the roof when you were testing it in here.
Yeah, other things that came into this shop, folks over at Protopasta sent us over some more conductive filament for some reason.
Yeah, guys, Protopasta is a great sort of, it's like, they're like the craft beer of like, of 3D printing filament.
Very tasty.
So they make the coffee filament. They did make pine filament, which I love so much. It was like a limited time stuff.
Alex says they're working on making more of it.
Alex is he's
the guys over at Protopasta
that works at Protopasta.
He runs the Instagram account, Twitter account.
Okay.
And
yeah, they're a great team, great company.
Conductive filament, which we already stock in the shop.
Yep.
We did 2 projects with it. We did the flexible, combining Ninja Flex and the conductive filament, dual printing that.
Yep.
Just attach some LEDs, so that works.
And later in the community makes, we got a special project from Riley that just is fresh off the YouTubes. He did a project with conductive PLA as well. It's a little gamepad, so we'll take a look at that in a second.
And of course, if you want to pick up some spools of their very fancy rusting iron.
Yep, so we have iron and conductive PLA.
Filament, yeah.
Very, very exotic and useful stuff.
Othermill, get 10% off.
Cool. All right, other stuff. Man, we're just all stuffing it up here.
We got a new printer to test out, courtesy of the awesome Mr. Andrew Stout.
Yeah, Andrew Stout
works at Rigidbot.
So we got to sort of beta test their prototype unit. This is the Rigidbot 2. It's a 254 millimeter cubed printer, so it's a 10 by 10 inch for you Imperial folks out there. And it is a heated bed, and it's a spring-loaded direct drive type style machine, Cartesian of course. And this thing can make some pretty big prints. It's got a pretty good price point too at $999. So right under or a little over $1,000, you can get a 10 by 10 by 10 inch print volume for a pretty reliable printer. This is pretty cool. So we've been sort of helping out on getting some
of the firmware.
Yeah, some of the firmware and settings and stuff figured out, and some parts that I printed. Obviously, the Pi Girl Zero case, which came out pretty well, and it comes with a couple bundles. You can either get it without an LCD for like $850, or you can get it with an LCD for $150 extra. And even with Simplified 3D, so they partnered up with Simplified 3D to sell it bundled with that. And the parts come out pretty good, pretty strong, pretty rigid.
Yeah, all of the standoffs were nice and tough. You see me there trying to push them up, and they're on there really good.
Yep.
All the little pegs stayed on there, and the quality's pretty good.
Yep, so if you want to check it out, you can do so by going to rigidbot.com, and it's right on their homepage. Again, you can get it for $849 without the LCD, and you can get the LCD bundle and the Simplified 3D bundle too.
Definitely fills in a gap with the price points of all the printers since PrinterBot has discontinued their PrinterBot Metal Plus. Definitely fills a gap in there.
Yeah, it's a good
nice little differentiator too, because the next thing in that price category is the Flash Forge. So if you want dual printing and close, you can go with that. But if you want something that's bigger, and you can't get a dual extrusion model too.
Oh, they do have a dual extrusion model.
Yeah, okay. $999. So good price point,
good
quality.
Stuff.
Check it out.
Alrighty. let's see. I think we're done with shop talk, right?
Oh, I believe that's it. Yeah.
Right on. All right, yeah, we've covered all the little things there. That's what's going in the shop.
Some more stuff that just came in. We'll look at it next week, though.
Yeah,
like
we got too much stuff, man. But, all right. Well, we're
going
gonna
to
move
this
into
week's
community
mix. Yeah.
Cool. Let's do community makes. So these are a couple projects out there, folks. Some Thingiverse makes and some custom projects that you folks are making. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. Cue up the browser thing here. First up, I wanted to take a look at.
Was it the light?
No, this is okay. So we're talking about Protopasta's conductive filament. This is from Riley on Riley Hafner. He goes by Extreme 3D on YouTube, so check him out on YouTube. And he made this sort of his weekly project, not a weekly project, but one of his projects. I forgot something, folks. 1 second.
Oh, Rigidbot. Yeah, you can get $25 off, I believe. You use code Adafruit25 or 25 Adafruit.
Adafruit25, folks. Yes. So if you use coupon code Adafruit25, that's Adafruit and then the number 25, all one word, no spaces. You get $25 off
and free domestic shipping.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Thank you, Andrew. He's in the chat, and
cheapest 3D printer out there, real quick.
Things get better. Okay.
We'll answer the questions at the end, but yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay, so yeah, shout out to Riley for putting together this project. It's using a makey, it's PLA and a conductive PLA from folks from Protopasta. So be sure to subscribe. I just did as Adafruit. I did as my personal account, but from Simplify 3D. Shield. Very good stuff. So it's successful, and in the end of the thing, he's playing the game. So that's pretty
cool.
Sweet. Good job, Riley. And again, go subscribe to Extreme 3D on YouTube. Okay, next up, I'll print this one up. A lot of people talking about the Olo printer. So Chuck and Angus did a video on the Olo and their thoughts. Gotta say, we definitely agree.
I think his face really explains what everybody's thinking.
Yeah, whatever. He's Chuck has done I think 2 successful Kickstarters, and he knows a thing or two about manufacturing, and he makes the point, the argument that not sure how they're going to get it $99, even $79 for their early backers. So we're just going to sit back and see what happens about it, and check out Angus too, Maker's Muse. He talks about more of like the little details,
just how fishy it looks.
Yeah, so that That's all we'll say about that.
Speaking of resin-type printers, let me check out the awesome video by TCT, the Future Fabricated with Light. These are the guys from Carbon 3D.
Yeah.
And it really shows what you need to have to be successful as the next sort of generation of 3D printing company. You really have to have all your materials, all your chemistry really nailed down, because there's too many Me Too companies out there, and these guys are really striving forward and developing all these new techniques and actually applying all of these.
They're focusing a lot on their materials to get it down to be a really fast DLP printing.
Yeah.
Designed for Raspberry Pi 8 Plus. If you the Pi 3, that's going to be one of the next projects I'm going to start doing. Or you could just do what this guy did, RBE printer on Thingiverse. He just made a big hole in the back, and it works just fine. So that's pretty cool. He used a 5-inch touchscreen, the Raspberry Pi 3, an audio digital converter for analog input, a custom driver, and a Pi shutdown switch, and he's planning to do a D-pad. There's all the wiring and stuff. This is a beast of a project. It's a pretty advanced project, sort of, because you got to do a lot of wiring and a lot of sort of just a lot of wiring and cramming things in and folding wires and stuff.
Yeah.
So very, very good. Shout out to you, sir. That's pretty cool. Printed on the CTC printer at 20% infill and no raster supports. That's good. Next up, we got from Garth. Thingiverse user Garth made the Pi Girl 2 using Hatch box, glow-in-the-dark PLA, and fire-colored Ninja Flex buttons. Looks really good. Cool stuff. You printed on the printer bot, simple. So it's good to be able to print Ninja Flex on your printer bot, simple. Some standard settings here: 200 microns, 20% infill. Good stuff. This person here, Marco Tronic on Thingiverse. He made some additions to this classic project when the Raspberry Pi 2 came out. He made his case, made it look kind of like the Domocon, the Kiwi style thing. He added some lips to it, which is kind of cool. and he modified it so that there's a guard for the mouthpiece. That's kind of cool. Cool stuff here. So there you go. This is from Unchi the Pooh from the Ari series, I think.
Look that up.
Some Cowie stuff, yeah. And then the ray gun blaster. This is a classic, one of our first cosplay functional type project. It has a functional trigger, neopixels, sound effects, all the laser, speaker, amplifier. This is a crazy advanced build. And Dayton on Thingiverse put it together. He used what did he paint? He uses enamel, then airbrushed with aluminum finish. So it looks really nice. Very cool project. This is, of course, the ray gun alien blaster from Fallout 3. From Fallout 3.
Very cool.
So there you go. All right, next stuff. Next up, 3D printed horn on PrinterBot. Simple. So yeah, remember we did a unicorn horn? It's pretty. It's a cool little thing. It was a 3D Hubs customer, so that's good. Garth again.
Nice.
Good job, Garth.
I like the quality from that.
All right. Well, that's all the things we wanted to highlight today on this week's Community Makes. If you guys have any projects you're working on, let us know. tips@adafruit.com. That's the email, or you can just message us on Twitter or Instagram.
Yeah, just tag us. We run the Instagram account for Adafruit, so we'll see those pop up.
Good stuff. All right. Well, Q&A time.
If you guys got questions, you can ask below in any of the videos, and we'll gather them up for a future episode.
That's right.
This week, we'll start off with...
This week we're going to start with Brian Potter, sorry. You recently got an Ultimaker 2 from Adafruit and got some ABS, the 1.75 size filament. At the same time, you guys recommended 1.75. And the 2.85 ABS was not available for Adafruit. I'm a complete beginner, but I have some problems with PLA 2.85. I have no problems with the 2.85, but I do have some problems with the ABS 1.75. Seems to melt and backflow up the tube. I think the Ultimaker 2 Plus has different feeder and a print head. Have you tested 1.75 on the Ultimaker 2 Plus? Like your videos and projects? Keep up the good work, Mr. Pedro.
Yep. All day, every day.
You exclusively print with 1.75 on the 2 Plus, right?
Yeah. So one of the first things you have to do is lower your retraction to 3 millimeters, and that should solve it there. Since the E-steps is different for the 3 millimeter filament. That's the one thing you always have to change. So
do you change it in your slicer? Sorry.
You change it in your slicer. You go into your material on the actual printer and go to materials, customize, change the diameter to 1.75, and then change your retraction down to 3 millimeters. Your retraction speed can stay the same at 25 millimeters a second. And sometimes when I'm printing, it likes to default back to 4.5 millimeters. Oh. So just make sure to check that. Sometimes I'll get a messed up print out of there. I checked the retraction on it, and it somehow defaulted itself to 4 or 5. So 3 millimeters for retraction, and that should be golden from there. Okay, cool. All right, well, hopefully that helps out. Let us know how it goes, Brighton. But yeah, good stuff, Pedro. Next one up, this is from Bob from I Like to Make Stuff, commenting on the Shop Tour 360 video. Super well done 360 video, guys. I'm stealing some ideas. Where did you get these ideas from, Pedro? You got something? Oh, I think you might be talking about the overlays for like focusing on certain things that we want to the little graphic overlays. Take a look at. Yeah, the little animations and stuff. Any tips and stuff? Yeah, so I actually got those ideas from checking out the Verge's video that they did with Michelle Obama, the Michelle Obama 360 video. So they did a lot of very nice techniques there to capture your focus. If you were like looking at something else, they'd have like the graphic pop in to show what was happening on the other side of the room. So very nice way to call attention to things in 360 videos. That's very cool. We'll be doing a lot more for next week. The drone video is going to be completely shot in 360, so you can take a look at that. Woot. Okay. Yeah, and then getting graphics. You do have to do a little bit of a back and forth of previewing how your graphic looks like, because it does warp things. And the Michelle Obama 360 video, they did it. I don't know how they did it, but they did some doing the distortion really nice for making those circles come out very nice. everything comes out all nice in the center of the screen, but as soon as you travel up or down,
it starts wrapping
you gotta warp it.
We're still trying to figure out how to get those things to wrap perfectly.
So one of the things I think is we're gonna have to shoot with a circle down there so we could trace what the distortion looks like and bring that in.
Yeah.
And that should come out good.
Okay,
so
well, cool.
We'll be doing more tests with that.
More testing, and yeah, that's where the ideas come from.
Very awesome.
Okay, this one's from Randy Ayers on how to make a 5-inch portable Pi. A camera and a microphone would be a great addition for a home intercom replacement.
Added to the list.
Added to the list. Okay, cool. Well, thank you, Randy. That's a good one. DIY Pi Girl. The first one, whoa. How much grams does it take to print the case? My only access to 3D printers at my local library, and they charge 15 cents by the gram. But the case looks rather big, and I'm trying to keep my costs low. Yeah, you know, I don't know these. I didn't run the specific numbers on this one.
Should be about $3, $4 in material costs.
I think even less.
Yeah.
The Pi Girl project, like all the buttons, the two halves, they came out to $2.30 with $40 filament.
Oh wow, yeah.
So
maybe if you bring your own filament spool in.
Yeah, maybe. It goes a long way. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get some stuff for like $30, I think, from Hotchbox or so. So there's some options out there, but yeah, it's pretty low cost, I think, already as it is. If you're just paying for the material, which is pretty good. And for 3D hubs, prices do vary, but I think you get as low as $30 for all the Pi Girl Zero stuff, at least, and up to I think $40 or $50. Which is it's a pretty good price point if you just want to get the parts. So, okay, there's your options. On the part 5 of Pi Girl Zero, Layer by Layer, I'm looking. This is looking good. Will I be able to print it on my Micro 3D? Gonna have to cut it in half because it's a little bit too big. So I'm planning on cutting it for you guys already.
Yeah, we're gonna do this like we did for the Pi 2.
Yeah, we're just gonna cut it here. Then you'll have to glue it together with some E6000. But yeah. I think with a couple of finishing
primer coat, some spray paint in there.
Yeah,
it should look seamless.
XTC 3D coating,
some
sanding. Some sanding will make it look seamless. Thanks, Joe. Next one is from Uber Butterfinger 9000 on the mini Raspberry Pi project. Does the trackpad have tap to click, gestures, or scrolling?
I know it has the scrolling. You were saying that it does have the tap.
Oh, I was talking about the screen. The touch screen has some gestures and stuff you can do, like. But I'm not sure if the trackpad
does have the scrolling. Actually, it has the click as well. You can just set that up. So
okay.
I don't think it has the gestures.
Like a tap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a newer one too, which I would check out from Rye.
Yeah, I want to base another different project around that. The size of that keyboard. So yeah.
It's somewhere
look up for that.
I'm not sure where. I won't grab it, but yeah, there you go. Okay, next question is from Luke Heineman. Yep. When I first saw this, I thought you were milling the screen of an iPhone. Yeah, we want to do the back of the iPhone because the screen, you're not supposed to cut glass; it might shatter. So that's what they advise not to do. But yeah, that's a good one, Luke. Okay. Next one's from Samuel Morris on the part 5, Layer by Layer, Pi Girl Zero. You're going to release your CAD files at the end of the project. Not much we can do with just the STLs. Yes, I know. We always release our CAD files. Fusion 360 will let you, it gives you a public link where you can download it. You can download the Fusion file, or you can download a plethora of different file formats.
STEP, yeah.
IGS, STAT, SAT, and many more. So you will definitely get access to those very soon.
It's got to be at the end because right now we're still prototyping. Wouldn't do much good.
Yeah, they still got to. Yep. The Jumbo Dodecahedron time-lapse ziggurat, I think. Now do icosahedron. The common that there are not that many different platonic solids in only 3 dimensions. Yeah, we did a Talking D20, which is an icosahedron, back a little bit ago.
Yep.
We just did a big one. It's over there. We printed on Ultimaker too.
It's actually right here, yeah.
The bigger one, the icosahedron. But yeah, this is the decahedron again. Shout out to
Aiden for coming up with the technique on how to unfold this.
Yep.
To create it.
That's right. Really if you want to learn how to make one, folks, check out XYZ Aiden. I forgot to.
It's as big as my head.
It's as big as your head. There you go. XYZ Aiden on YouTube. That's how I put it together. And I just did I think I did I tapered it when I extruded the solids, the faces.
Oh,
and then I added a shell. Yeah, and I also made a small one, so you can check out. We have a jumbo one and a non-jumbo one, a small one, for FDM, and also SLA. You could print it in SLA. But yeah, it's a cool little thing. Icosahedron is already up there. That was the original question. Yeah, we've already done one. Yep. Next one, Pygirl Pocket. Remember the Pygirl Pocket? I haven't made one myself, but how do you pause the game without a start or select button? Yeah, those buttons below the PyTFT can be used as a start or pause or LNR and exit ROM, save ROM state. I think you could set it up for all sorts of different things. So it's up to you to set those how you want. But that's those can be used as start and select. Okay. Next one's for Marco on the dodecahedron. 245C, isn't that too high for PLA? Nice print though. So guys, this was printed on the Type A machines, and the Type A machines has a very, very small nozzle, which I will show you guys here. Pedro, what is this?
So this is their little needle extruder nozzle, and look how tiny it is. It's a 0.34 millimeter hole, and because it's so small, yeah, you got to heat up pretty fast. Because I'm printing at 90 to 100 for this, to avoid having any skipped layers, I got to print pretty hot. So 245, yeah. Okay. In my tests, anything lower than that, you'll come up with skips.
Okay. Yeah, so you found that out just by trial and error. Mm-hmm. You think the active cooling fan does a good job of cooling it down?
For all the bridging, yeah, of course. So, yeah, I mean, compared to something that's so big like this guy over here.
This is sort of your standard tiny, MK9, MK8 type nozzle. Mm-hmm.
So okay. Yeah, 245 seems to work really good for doing all the big helmets, for doing all the swords. Yeah. Just because I need to, it takes a day or two to print these giant prints, so got to go fast. Can't go at 60 millimeters. I got to go like 90, 100.
Well, so. I can do it. So Type A is a little bit special, and that needle is incredibly
it's so tiny. Yeah,
you don't see that often on many 3D printers. Cool. FTM ones. All right. Well, thanks, Marco, for the question. And that is almost all the questions. This one is on the Super Game Pi. Can you make one with 2 joysticks or a joystick and a D-pad? I think you could add it. You just have to modify the case, obviously, but you might run out of GPIO, maybe. I don't know. It's a possibility.
We have the parts in the shop, so
yeah,
definitely try it out.
Yeah, check it out. Okay. It's always possible. Next one on the Pocket Pi Girl. This one's from Renugget. Does this run GBA games? I have been thinking of building one inside of a Game Boy Pocket case, but the Pi B+, 2, and 3 do not fit that well, so I wanted to make, now I need to use an A+, but my main objective is to play GBA games, so does this run them, and if so, does it run it well? Yes, it does. The answer is yes. The Pi A+ can totally run it. The Pi Zero is pretty much the same specs as the Pi A+. And it totally runs GBA games just fine. It can run Super Nintendo games really fine. And I think I even seen it running Nintendo 64. So, yeah, good stuff.
Check it out.
Okay. There's all the questions. Do we have this? Oh, I didn't go back to the question thing. You know what I'm saying?
Got a couple queued up here. What is the cheapest 3D printer out there? Ask Coding Nerd.
You could get the Fabricator Mini for like $200. That's the FDM style printer. Chuck and Angus from Maker's Muse.
Oh, Andrew has one as well.
Andrew Stout. Yep, they all like it. And I think it's a Bowden style one, but they're getting some good use out of it. So yeah, $200. Fabricator Mini. You can get it from Hobby King and I think some other resellers. Yeah. Any other questions?
Comments. Stuff with Kirby wants to see a giant Adabot.
Oh,
I think we're going to have to do that.
I've had that thought before, yeah, to make a giant Adabot and actually putting felt and stuff on it. Yeah, maybe we could do one. Adabot's a very special character, and there's only one special Adabot.
For the GBA, looks like Andrew here is saying that N64 only can run certain games well without overclocking.
Okay, so only certain games. I guess the Star Fox, you might not want to, yeah, because it requires heavy 3D.
He's also saying that, yep, it's a Bowden extruder for the Fabricator.
Yeah, it's just really tiny.
Any other questions? Coder Nerd just commenting that the Raspberry Pi 3 for the Super Game Pi, definitely we'll look at that.
For Super Game Pi or Pi Girl 2?
Super Game Pi.
Pi Girl 2 can totally fit a Pi 3 in there. Totally. It's the same form factor. It just has more speed and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth.
Yeah, Kirby just saying that he did sand the nubs down on the
on the little connector
Pi Girl
pieces.
Zero,
for the lip.
yeah.
Okay. Yep.
It just says tolerances were off. Case was 2 millimeters bigger, or 0.2 millimeters bigger than it should have been, which you will
Is it a
probably mess
slicing
with.
thing? Is it? I recommend trying to drop your extrusion multiplier to 90% or 0.09, depending on your slicer, and using a 0.48 extrusion width, millimeter extrusion width. That's sort of the settings I'm using with, and as those vary, you will get different tolerances. Yeah.
Also, the material is also going to play a big
Yeah, if
part
you're
in
doing
that.
ABS, it's going to shrink in it.
Yeah,
It's always tough to make it work with every printer, you know?
Bot Monster is asking if we're going to review the Ultimaker Go.
Ultimaker Go, we don't. We could get.
They
access
did
to it,
ask
but,
if we wanted one, but
it's basically the Ultimaker 2 Plus, but tiny.
yeah,
So it feels like
we
we've already
haven't done
reviewed
like
it.
a whole review on those yet. So
Yeah.
we should probably put that on the list. There have been a couple bit of changes that
The FlashForge review has been on the list for like years, and
God,
it's like
right, yeah.
we want to make projects. I think other people can do some really good reviews. So
Eric chiming in saying, "Good job."
Thank
Missed the beginning,
you.
but yeah, there's it's recorded.
Thank you, Eric.
You just go to the beginning.
Eric has a live show every Monday too, so check him out. Make Me Lab is on this is on YouTube. It's his handle, so check him out.
Yeah, for anybody tuning in, we can do a little quick recap of the show.
Okay, recap time.
Started off with talking about the Othermill, looking at the materials that we used on milling.
We got a new tool, a new manufacturing tool.
You got it specifically to mill the little PCBs for the new little Game Boy
you can
Zero.
put it in your pocket if you like.
Yeah, so
Game Girl Zero.
it took considerably less more time to actually get it delivered, get it in, learn how to use the software, convert all the EcoCAD files over, than it is to actually get something from Oshpark shipped back in.
Yep, we're still, of course, using Oshpark, but it's just nice to prototype before you send it out.
Yeah, so definitely pick up an Othermill if you looking
folks
into
who
getting
make
some
PCBs, I
circuit
think
designs.
they know, but yeah. Okay.
Took a look at some the bit fan that you designed for the drill bit, or the end mill, sorry.
Okay.
We took a look at the Rigidbot.
Yep.
A little unboxing,
Don't forget,
a little review of that.
Adafruit 25 for $25 off on the Rigidbot 2.
Yep. Took a look at some of the drones we're playing with, the SEMA X8C.
Don't remind me about the...
And the Walkera F210 that Amazon, I guess they sent it as a gift. I don't know, it's pretty cool.
It's like, hey, review this.
We're going to be doing some 360 videos with the drone, so flying around. Wow, when the footage came back, it looks amazing. So we're going to shoot the whole video in 360 for next week's video.
Okay.
Took a look at the
Thingiverse
community makes for this week.
Folks to subscribe to, check them out.
Yeah.
I think that's it, and then we just Q&A.
And a new series on Milling Mondays. Next week we're going to try milling out the back of an iPhone.
Okay.
So definitely stay tuned for that.
And okay, cool. So let's go ahead and wrap up the show. Pedro, again, the coupon code this week. If you guys want to pick up some electronics, support the channel, support the company, and all the lovely people that work here.
Yeah, that's right. We don't have any investors. We don't take any sponsorships like, shaving cream or anything like that.
Yeah, well, you are our sponsors, folks. Your payments.
Keep these lights
Yeah.
on. So
Your payments.
if you want to pick up another mill,
terrible.
use 10%,
I'm
get
already
10%
gonna
off. You can get free shipping, all that good stuff. Take
That's right.
advantage.
Okay, and all the links and stuff, learn.adafruit.com. That's where you can get a bunch of ideas, project ideas, build instructions for all the projects that we've come up with. A lot of different folks make weekly stuff, so there they are.
Thursday on the blog, every hour, even sometimes half hour, new blog stories. So definitely check that out. You can follow myself, Noe, and Adafruit on Twitter, Instagram, Thingiverse. Remember, tag us with any projects you guys are working on.
Yes, please do. Yesterday was the back-to-back shows as seen in Show and Tell. It's a Show and Tell show. It happens every 7.
Stop by. We're
PM.
always there. If you want to show off your makerspace, new projects you're working on, 3D prints, show off.
And then shortly after, you get a full hour of Lamar and Phil on Ask an Engineer. You get to ask Lamar some questions. There's segments on Raspberry Pi, Arduino, new products, and much, much more.
Secret new stuff Lamar's working on.
Yep.
Don't want to miss that.
Tony D. Be sure to subscribe to the Adafruit channel on Twitch. Watch Tony D's desk. He's doing like 2 or 3 a week, it seems like.
Tune in on April 1st. He's going to have a very nice...
Is it every Friday and Monday?
Friday and Monday, yeah.
Okay,
that's
cool.
what he's targeting. But
Yeah.
Spontaneously, whenever new projects come up, he always has really cool ideas. So
Latest one was
stop by.
Alexa. Running Alexa on the Amazon's Alexa Echo type thing on the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, since then somebody's comment on a very much more easier way to do that, so he's gonna redo that episode.
Yeah.
Do it a little bit more easier to do.
Good stuff. And then Lamar's Desk of Lady Ada. She's on every channel: the Twitch, the YouTube, Periscope, Meerkat. I think we're still doing Meerkat
Until they die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you
Stop
go.
by. Always working on cool stuff. You could check out a preview of the Star Trek communicator. Check out the code for that.
You gotta get working on it. All right, this has been 3D Hangouts with myself, and Pedro. I think we're gonna call it out. Thank you guys so much for joining us in the chat. We haven't done a live one in a minute, but we're gonna try to do more. We're getting some scheduling stuff sorted out so that we can do more live stuff. All right, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I guess we'll see you guys later.
See you next week, and don't forget.
Good luck with all your adventures with 3D printing and beyond, and keep on making and all that good stuff.
See you guys.
All right, guys. Bye.